Hey y'all, welcome back. My name's Crystal, and I'm just going to do a quick kind of August recap. I do my little weekly updates, but kind of wanted to also do a overall August recap of reading, stitching, and anything else that I may have done. Just a short little recap kind of video. So, and I actually also finished a few more things at the end of August, those last kind of few days since that last weekly wrap up. So I'm going to chat about those really quickly. And yeah, that's it. So let's get into it. Like I said, I finished up a few things. I did finish up the Fungi Anthology. I was reading that all month. Like I read a story or two a day kind of thing. There would be days I didn't read one, and this is a anthology that it was edited by Oren Gray and Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and it's a story. It was stories all about fungi, and they really ranged the gamut from. There was some dark, creepy stuff. There was some fantastical, whimsical type stories. I mean, there was everything. Walking and talking fungi. A few stories were about what if you ingested a type of fungus, what would happen. They really ran the gamut, and overall, I really enjoyed actually the bulk of these stories, which is always, I think, good in an anthology. That you enjoy the majority of them, and I really enjoyed that anthology, and I did have some favorites. There was one called Letters to a Fungus by Polinth Blake that I really enjoyed. There was High Fae by John Langan. Really enjoyed that one. That was the very first story, and I still remember that one. It was so good. There was Last to Blossom on the Sage by Andrew Penn Romine. I gave that one 5 stars. I must have really liked that one. Oh, the Jeff Vandermeer story, Corpse Mouth and Spore Nose. I gave that one 5 stars as well. And I don't know. Like I said, really enjoyed the bulk of these. Were just a few stories that were like, So I call that a success as far as an anthology goes. And I finished up. This one. Remember this one? Similar Sense. I did finish it. I did finish it just in the nick of time. At the end of August. As you know, this is part of the read along that Leslie over at the Nerdy Narrative is hosting of this series. And this is book 1 of the Books of Babel. And I really liked this one. It's a very different type of story. It's really kind of unlike anything I've read before, which is always good as well to read something kind of fresh and new. But essentially, we have this man named Thomas Senlin, who he and his newlywed, they've just gotten married, so he and his new bride are going to see the Tower of Babel here. It's a place that Thomas has always been sort of fascinated with, and what a great place to go on a honeymoon. I got my trusty guidebook. It's gonna be great. And I mean, no longer than an hour after they've gotten there, like his wife is missing, and so this really starts this journey of him making his way up the tower to find his wife. And on the way up that tower, I'm telling you, it is like he meets all kind of assortment of characters, gets into all sorts of kinds of predicaments, and it was a fun ride. It really was. It at times is really like tense and kind of manic. It's just like so much going on. There are times when it slows down and you're like are really kind of going with Thomas as he's like going through these emotions of how in the world am I going to find my wife, because this is kind of a zany madcap kind of world, and it's dangerous, and there's definitely he gets himself into a little trouble along the way, but gosh, yeah, this was a great start. Hooked me right into the series. So as you know, I'm gonna move right on into book 2 in this month of September, so really liked this a lot. So glad I made the cutoff and finishing that one in time. And then I had an audiobook called Come In, M is for Magic by Neil Gaiman. He narrated himself, which I love because he has an amazing voice. this is just a collection of short stories, most of which were previously published either like kind of in magazines or other collections, things like that, and they just kind of put them together in this little bind up. This one looks like there's 11 stories, and I really loved. Again, I loved most of these. I only gave one of them 3 stars, so there were at least 4 or 5 stars. Yo, I love Neil Gaiman. Like, this isn't this is the news. But some of these were very dark. Yes, Gaiman has that darkness to him. Very whimsy. Some were really hilarious and kind of funny. Some were sort of like bends on fairy tales. Yeah, if you're a Gaiman fan, you'll like this. Essentially, so I really liked it, and I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, and that will conclude the final book that I read for August. So August itself, as far as my reading goes, I mean, I read 20 things. That is a lot. That is a lot. And I had a freaking awesome reading month. I really did. I didn't give anything lower than 3 stars. I did. I gave Firestarter 2.5 stars. That was the low. That was the low of my month. Would be Firestarter, Stephen King, 2.5 stars. I ended up giving that one. I just didn't really like that one. I wanted to like it more. That's for sure. So that was a disappointment. But all these other ones are great. So some faves. Of course, I finished up Shift by Hugh Howey. That book's up there. I didn't grab it, but book 2 of that series. Really loved that one. True Crime by Samantha Kolesnik. Oh, that was fantastic. Definite high of the month. You know, I fangirl for Hailey Piper. This is a Hailey Piper stan channel. So I loved Queen of Teeth, 5 stars. So I loved this book. Definite high of the month. I finally got to Pride and Prejudice. That was good. My Best Friend's Exorcism. I flippin' loved that book. It was a great fun ride. And you know, like a new kind of like probably a top new awesome like ultimate top fave book is the new and improved Romeo Fudge by Julia Elliott. I loved that book so much. I loved it so much. I've not got myself a copy yet, but I'm going to because I want to read that book again. I could read it right now. I loved it so much. So, gosh, I had a really great month. Really great month. So, you know, I was taking part in the Spooky Smart Bitch Readathon. I did not do so well. I didn't do so well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 7 prompts, and I finished 3. That's fine. I finished the true story or true crime book. I read The Hell's Princess, the Mystery of Belganess, The Butcher of Men. I read that one. A true crime was for one of the prompts, and then the Fungi collection was for one of the prompts. That was for the Never Seen Anyone Talk About. I did start Hex by Thomas Oldhuvud for the translated novel. I only got to chapter 3, and that's as far as I made it because I just had all these other commitments and stuff. So I just didn't make it any further in that one. Those 3 chapters are pretty good though, so I have to I'm definitely gonna go back and finish that one at some point. But yeah, otherwise I didn't do too great with Spooky Smart Bitch, but that's okay. It's fine. It's all for fun anyway, right? So for reading, yeah, I would say that really about sums it up. I had an amazing reading month. For my stitching, I really didn't do too much other than work on my cryptid sew, the Stitch Along from the Witchy Stitcher. Just got my border. Just worked on some border. And I think I'm going to just kind of work on border as I go, as these creatures are released. I'm not trying to get bogged down with this border. It's not a difficult border, but borders get so repetitive that I feel like you lose steam sometimes. So I'll stitch a cryptid, stitch a little border kind of thing as I go. I think will be how I'm going to move forward with that. And of course, if you're interested in spooky smalls September, please join in. Grab up all your tiny, your small whips or new starts, either way, of your dark, spooky Halloween stitching. I think it's going to be a fun time. I've got some few folks that I've definitely joined in, so I'm excited. September's busy for stitching, I know, but come and join in if you want. And then I'm just awaiting the cryptid, the first cryptid to release for these stitch alongs, so I'm excited to see what comes out. I think it comes out on the 3rd. I don't remember, but I'm excited. I did get a haircut, in case you didn't notice. I finally got rid of my COVID hair. I haven't had a haircut in well over a year, so this feels so much lighter, and I feel like me again. Well, my hair was just too long. My kiddo's back at school, and so far so good. So I'm ready for the cool weather, because it's by this time of year here in North Carolina, I'm just ready for, I'm ready for cool, because we've just been way too hot for way too long. So I'm ready for the coolness to kick in. Still a few more weeks probably. It's still hot here. But that's really about it. If you have been in the path of Ida, and I'm definitely sending thoughts your way. That was a pretty nasty storm. So thinking about you all. And anything else? I don't think so. I had a pretty good August. It was a good month. Looking forward to September. And that's going to do it, I think. So thanks as always for watching. I hope that you had an amazing August. What was your favorite thing that you read down there? Or what did you have fun stitching on this month? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat. And happy reading, happy stitching in September. And I'll catch you in the next one, okay?